Hello, Onigato here for Oni in the Garden, and today we want to start over on the apple tree. Specifically, we're going to start over here, where the aphid wars around, let's see if we can get that to come into focus, are still ongoing. Well, started anew. I bought myself some neem oil concentrate, and it works great on any growth that was there when I sprayed, like that there. That had aphids on it. Those are no longer aphids, those are just aphid bodies. But the problem is that we have such new growth showing up. This wasn't here 3 days ago. This leaf was. As you can see, it's got some aphid bodies on it. But this leaf here, they weren't even here 3 days ago. So what's happening is that the ants, as soon as new leaves show up, they are putting on the aphids, and it's being difficult. But in general, the neem oil is working very well at maintaining control over the aphids. Over here, the oregano is definitely starting out a little bit, and the let's get that to focus. And the meadow garlic is starting to seed. So, not too worried about that. I don't think that those are actually asparagus in there that are coming up, which is, fine. Habanero and the green chili, hatch green chili, nothing doing. But, yeah. Something has been snacking on my strawberries. Not sure what. But you can kind of see that leaf there is just torn up. As are some of the other leaves. The strawberries themselves seem to have had some run-ins with some, I'm going to guess, ants. Most likely. I'm still getting quite a few off of here. Between me and the wife and the boys, we're getting snacks off of it. The peppers are getting nice and big. I think they're actually all bell peppers at this point. They all look pretty much the same. So everything has been has gotten a spray with the neem oil at this point, at least once. Some things have got it twice, just to make sure. The onions here, I mean, we've pulled off some chives and such, but nothing significant, really. Really do need to get down into that again. Over here, the lavender, catmint, and marigolds, no significant anything going on there, but I do have some set up inside in an egg carton with dirt in it. It's a cardboard egg carton, so it's not holding on to too much water or releasing too much water. Over here, that looks like a bean flower. Or at least it will be shortly. I'm seeing a couple other sections in there that look like they're going to try to do the same thing. And a couple over on that area, on that plant over there. So that's coming along very nicely. The cilantro is just absolutely beautiful, really fragrant, and very tasty. The matchweed, I don't have anything coming up out here. That's another one that I have in the egg carton in the house. These strawberries, I really need to come out here and keep an eye out so that we don't end up with anything getting too badly chewed on. Need to put down some mulch or some straw. But you can see entire clusters of strawberries just starting to form. Some of them actually look like they might be ready to be harvested. And still plenty of other flowers out there. Those need to be coming off. Yeah, they're all over the place. So one of the basils died, but I found another basil in with the tomatoes. Transplanted it. And then that big basil there, that will be going... I forgot to take it with me the other last week, so that'll be going with me at some point. The tomatoes are growing up very nicely. Actually got a pretty decent amount of growth on them, so the cage will start being useful here shortly. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to train this one onto the inside of it, and then I'm going to push the far one up inside of it as well as it comes up. Over here, I'll start with these beans here. You can start to see, just like on the other pods, actual, looks like flower starts. Oh, one of those stupid weeds needs to come out. There's another one. A couple more. There we go. And some in there. A couple other places too. So, yeah, starting to see some actual beans. Should have some return on investment on that shortly. I came through and actually weeded out some of those, whatever they were. But, you know, it did a good job. This end is not giving me a lot of growth like I would hope for. You kind of see that here. If you look, these lettuces are about a hand high. Those lettuces down there, about 2 hands high. Then as you get to the end, they start shrinking again. But I think that's because they're getting nibbled on down there. So in here, I know I've got mustard greens. I know I've got like romaine or arugula lettuce, some sort of a loose leaf lettuce. And I've got spinach. And heaven help me if I know which one's which, because they're all kind of just mixed in. I have the feeling that right there is probably actually mustard greens, but I'm not sure. That right there is a squash, as is that right there, those two, all these, most of those. That's actually cucumber, as is probably both of those. Actually, that's probably cucumber there too, and there. Yeah. So a whole bunch of stuff that's really just starting to come up very nicely. Some of it's coming up better than others, but you know what? It's all growing, and I've got basically a decent sized salad now. So, yeah. The muskmelon patch is, well, it's a muskmelon patch. I'm starting to see some of the larger ones start to vine out, which is really good. And starting to see some growth on there. The blueberries are actually doing quite nicely overall. Well, the one of them is. The other one that was damaged by the animal or whatnot is pretty effectively dead. But the other one, it's holding on. It's growing a little bit, not as well as I would hope, but it is still alive. And I think once the roots finally attach and start growing out, it'll start picking up on its own. Over here, Could not tell you where that lemon tree stump is. It's in there somewhere. I pulled the pipe. It was dead. It's really, really dead. So, obviously I mowed, finally. Over in that corner, I've scattered some bluebonnets, Texas state flower, and fairly aggressive. It'll live with grass, but it'll actually try to push grass out in favor of other native plants. The spiderworts, the ones we actually want, as well as the other ones, definitely seems to be coming to the end of their flowering cycles. And these ones are, well established. The mother-in-law got me some daffodil bulbs. I still have yet to plant them out. They're probably just going to go here or there, somewhere along here. But other than that, that's pretty much it. I do have inside the house in that egg carton. I do actually have partridge pea and a few other things. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that is marigolds. At least I hope they're marigolds. So, we'll see what we get. If they're not marigolds, then I'm not too worried about it. It's the lawn, and I'm trying to replace the grass anyways. So as long as it's something not grass, I'm happy. Y'all have yourselves a good one.